guys, what's going on? My name is Gordon Nelson, and welcome to the DIY Wrestling Podcast, baby. Today we talk Wrestlemania. Actually, live entertainment. Give me 1 second. A little too bright. All right. So now this is where we pretty much break down the entire time, right? Because I want to just break down the time with you guys, but then I also want to have a conversation with you guys because it's been a while. The last time I was here in a formal setting to review anything was Lucha Underground. It was Ultima Lucha Popular, and it was a fun show. But we're not here for that. We're at WrestleMania. It's honestly been an incredible weekend of wrestling. From TakeOver, I've heard good things about the G1 Supercard, which I still have to watch, and I will watch at some point this week, except the main event, because I have it spoiled for me. So whatever. And I know people probably say, oh, it's still probably a great match. Not huge on Okada, not huge on Jay White. So, so probably looking most forward to on that show would be Ibushi Naito. And that's just me. So let's get into WrestleMania, right? So we start on the pre-show. And we start on the pre-show with let me double check something really quick. Okay, yeah, I don't have to worry about okay, sweet. Okay, so yeah, let's start on the pre-show. And the first match we have from the pre-show is Tony Nese, Buddy Murphy. What the hell? Sorry, guys, messing with this new YouTube feature. Okay, I'll figure that shit out later. Tony Nese, Buddy Murphy. I'll be 100% honest with you guys. I planned on getting in the house at 5 for this, but I was watching with my friend Haven, who honestly we were thinking about running this funny gimmick, right, for this review. Because I just got off the phone with him. And you guys obviously know about the beach. Yeah. Actually, hold on. As a matter of fact, too, let's see if we can make the audio just a little better real quick. Because I forgot. These are around my neck, and I was supposed to use these from the start. I'm rusty, people. I'm rusty. I haven't done this in a while. Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second here. Let me get these headphones plugged in. All right, let me check the audio on them really quick. You know, these are things I should probably do before we actually get started here, but I just don't do them because I'm fucking stupid and I just forget everything. One more thing. Okay, yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, yeah. So, here's the thing, right? I honestly wish I would have seen this Cruiserweight match from the start, because the Cruiserweight matches over the past few years, yeah, they don't get a lot of hype, spotlight, yada, 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 but they're still good quality matches on WrestleMania, which is the biggest gripe I have with the main card, right? They never make the main card, but if you look at the WrestleMania show as a whole, and if you look at the WrestleMania, like if you just look at it as WrestleMania is one giant show, the pre-show isn't really a pre-show, it's just matches before the fans get in the building, because you're still performing in front of a WrestleMania sign, and the building WrestleMania is in. The attendance may not be 100% there yet, but it's pretty much still in. How do I put this? It's still WrestleMania, but the Cruiserweights, because it is the pre-show, get a boatload of time. And I'm huge on Buddy Murphy. And I've said it for, and I don't even know how much I've actually, oh man, excuse me. I don't know how much I've actually got to say it in formal reviews, because I don't know how much I've actually gotten to cover Tony Nese. But Tony Nese is absolutely incredible, right? My old friend Caleb, we had two different analogies. I just call the man Baby Neville, because the man wrestled like Neville. He has the strength that Neville has. He has the body that Neville has. He has everything Neville had. I can't say and more, because Neville became a better performer overall, more so than Tony Nese. But Tony Nese still has time to work on that. But the point is, his analogy was, you create a character on WWE 2K19. And I only use 2K19 now because that's the most recent. This is a while ago. But his thing was way back when, whichever installment of the game we were in. And you would it's like you made him 100 overall, strength boosted all the way up, uh, high flying and all that shit boosted all the way up. It's just the perfect wrestler, and you don't get that. And Tony Nese is literally a wrestler's wrestler, right? Like, not a wrestler's wrestler. He's like the perfect wrestler of today's day and age, where you can be ripped and shredded like that, you can be ripped and shredded like that, but still be able to fly and still be able to do a bunch of more great shit. Not huge on the finisher. The running Nese is not something I would have personally had Tony Nese pick up for his finisher, but yeah. But from what I've seen from this match, it was pretty much the tail end of Nese winning with the running Nese, and Murphy basically having the Murphy's Law kicked out of, to help set up that running Nese after the whole V trigger used by Buddy Murphy. But overall, if I have to give these cruiserweights, because I didn't really see the match, so there's not really much I can take away and or say about this. I can pretty much just, and I hate to sound so confident saying this, but I can pretty much just say it was most likely a banger. Right. If I'm wrong, I hope. If I go back and watch that match later, and then I come back and look at this review, I'm just gonna be, why did I say it was a banger? But nonetheless, I have the times from Wikipedia and everything that I got here, and that match got 10 minutes. Actually, and there's a funny part about that, right? From a show that was actually pretty good, right? Like, for the most part, like, WrestleMania had its lulls and shit. Right, Kat? Thank you. So, WrestleMania, not lulls, but WrestleMania had its moments where it's like, oh, God. Angle, Corbin. Oh, God. Oh, God. Kurt Angle, Baron Corbin. Oh, man. So, the thing is with this, right? What I'm saying is they found a pretty good formula. 10 minutes is actually a pretty damn good formula for the show. Like, most of the matches, except the really, really big ones, I can't even say big three because the Seth and Brock thing, the way that went down. But hey, we'll get to that when we get to that. Most of these matches on the show were anywhere between 10 to 13 minutes. And I honestly think that was brilliant because it didn't make the show go by much faster, but it made the matches much more digestible, and it made them, like, I don't think we came to a point last night during, the majority of the matches where we're like, oh my God, this shit is dragging. Like, some people may disagree with me. Like, the biggest disagreement I've seen on that point is Triple H Batista. But the reason I had no huge issue with that is because they literally just, holy shit, hold up. They literally just spent the entire time kicking the shit out of each other. That's literally how that went down. So, with that being said, I guess we're going to move on. Next match, which is the Women's Battle Royal, right? So, I don't watch weekly TV. I don't. And it's because of shit like what I'm about to mention that just really pisses you off. And it's just like, why would you make such a dumb decision? And the rumors have came out on what they want to do it for. And honestly, I have my own opinion on why they did it, because it just sounds like the most WWE way to do something. Right. So, the Women's Battle Royal. Asuka was in this Battle Royal. Now, if you were to ask me 3 weeks ago, would Asuka be in the Women's Battle Royal, I would have told you, dude, she's champion. What the hell are you thinking? She's not making this match. She's just definitely not, right? So, Asuka was in this match because she lost the title 2 weeks out from WrestleMania on TV to Charlotte. Why, in my honest opinion? Because the WWE had nothing better planned. They couldn't find a match that they found. They couldn't find a match that they think would be WrestleMania worthy, right? So at this point, this is what I'm saying. WWE.
I don't know why you don't just call up a random girl from NXT who can really fucking work.
And then put her in a match with Asuka. Like, you had Kairi Sane there for the women's battle royal. Could you not just run a gimmick on TV for like a couple weeks where you're just like, oh, Asuka, we don't think anybody on the SmackDown roster is ready for you yet, but I think we have somebody from NXT who's willing to stand in the challenge. You do an Asuka Kyrie match at WrestleMania or on the pre-show, however they wanted to fucking degrade it, and then you just showcase Kyrie to the best of her ability. Even let her hit the insane elbow if you want to. Don't let Asuka kick out of it. Just like do one of those things like you did with Rollins, where Neville hit the red arrow and Rollins' feet went back to the road, like that kind of thing. That is one of those things where it's like it's a-okay to have a debuting talent come up and lose, because they did it at WrestleMania and they did it in a match where they got to showcase who they were to the best of their ability. And as long as you had Asuka go over strong in the very end and just show that she was pushed to her limits by Kairi Sane, one, you could have possibly got Kairi Sane over before her potential main roster debut. And two, I mean, it doesn't really hurt her. Like, you took a WrestleMania L to Asuka. The crowd loves both of you. It's a WrestleMania crowd. And then on the main roster, they're not even going to know and or remember who you are in about 3 weeks anyway. So it's literally a fresh start. Depending on the circumstances of who the debut is, it doesn't hurt to lose in your debut. An unpopular opinion, but coming from the guy who watches Lucha Underground and seen debuting talents lose and be just fine after that, even NXT has done it just a little bit here and there. They've done it here and there. Punishment Martinez being an example. Dijakovic. Oh boy, if I reviewed NXT reviews, we would talk about that. Dijakovic. Oof. And before anybody even jumps on me, I love the dude. Watched him in Ring of Honor as Donovan Dijak, and seen a couple of his PWG. Well, mainly I've seen the Bola match against Keith Lee. I'll keep it real with y'all real quick. But Dijak is just phenomenal. Former top prospect, tournament winner for Ring of Honor. I have nothing but good things to say about him. It's in regards to his in-ring work. God damn it, I'm out of water. I have a little cough. But if it like let's put it this way, guys. With this women's battle royal, because I haven't really like gotten into the winner and everything. But Asuka, let's put it this way. She was dominant in this thing, but she didn't win. They made it come down to Sarah Logan and Carmella, right? And here's the thing. Carmella, man, oh man. This match went 10 minutes, right? And let me just say this. With Carmella winning, why? Right? Like, you hold these battle royals up as such prestigious events. Last year, until the whole story about how much of a scumbag Moolah was came out, and we all knew, some of us knew this beforehand anyway, but before the whole Moolah shit came out, they were going to make it a Moolah Memorial Battle Royal, like they have the Andre. Okay, let me ask you geniuses at WWE this question, right? What is the point of this, right? Other than to get everybody on the show and make your entire roster somewhat happy, what is the point? Naomi won this. What did it do for her? Mojo Rawley, once upon a time, won this. What did it do for him? Cesaro won this. The trophy got destroyed the next night on Raw, and it really didn't mean shit. Give me a point and a reason to why these battle royals exist. That's all I'm asking for. Because I'm glad, not glad, but I like it. Carmella winning pretty much just means, hey, we value you. You're that little dance breaking you do with our truth is cool. It's pretty much that, right? I don't know. I didn't take much away from this. It didn't really matter to me. which sums up the pre-show in a nutshell to an extent, really. Other than that cruiserweight match, if I would have seen, I probably would have loved. Up next on the card, we had. Oh, okay. This is something interesting. Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder, the Major Brothers, versus the Revival, Scott Dawson, Dash Wilder. Now, this is the point I've been making to my friends recently. And it revolves around the whole Revival not willing to be held down like most NXT call-ups, really just like doing the best they can to stay afloat. Like like talking their shit on social media about like leaving WWE is completely like something they are completely open to doing, and it's something that they would love to do, considering that the tag team division in the WWE outside of NXT. Yeah, because the NXT tag divisions. Because I don't even watch NXT UK. Let me say that right now. I don't, and it's just because I just can't find any interest in it. And before anybody else would say anything else, let me just mention that I did watch Takeover, and I watch every single Takeover, as you guys pretty much already know. And I know who's important and who needs to be, kept an eye on. We all know who Walter was before WWE, and Pete Dunne made a legacy for himself with 685 days as champ. That's the kind of shit I care about. And I'm sorry, but NXT UK just haven't given me any reason to really care about anything else and anyone else to this point. I don't know. I guess when it gets hot, or I start hearing like, oh, NXT UK TV is like a must watch on a weekly, I'll do that. But yeah. But Revival, Major Brothers. My point of this entire thing was Scott like the Revival are just that NXT act, right? Like we all have our favorite NXT act. We're just like, God damn it, brother! How come they did this to so and so? How come they did that to so and so, man? Why did they? I'm gonna get on Twitter and I'm gonna rage tweet, man. We all have our acts like that we feel that way for. But then it just fades because we just realize the more we complain, it's not gonna really fix anything. But the Revival are that act that did so much good in NXT where they just can't be ignored. And they know that. They know how good they are. They know they can engage a crowd in their matches. They've done it before. I don't watch Raw, but I hear feedback about it. I read up, and I hear that the crowd, when the Revival are given time and they're given a competent opponent, can actually like engage the crowd, which Vince just thinks it's completely incapable. It's impossible. But the Revival threatened to go to AEW. 1 week later, Vince puts the titles on them. Okay, so like here's the thing, right? I'm all for WrestleMania moments. I am. I definitely am. But I honestly, how do I put this without sounding like I'm shitting on the moment, right? Because like Kurt Hawkins breaking, because I'll just say it now, the Major Brothers win this match, but Kurt Hawkins breaking the streak, his 0-269 streak. Can someone explain to me how the Major Brothers even got this match? Because like the only reason I'm even upset to this point is because Road Dogg once upon a time made a point and said, wins and losses don't matter. Like he said something to that extent, and it was pretty much that, right? And his point pretty much just got proven here tonight. I mean, like if you just shut your mouth and do what WWE tells you to, then you're just gonna be one of those guys who just sits around forever as a jobber. But they'll reward you for it with the tag team championship. Like I'm pretty sure if you're to ask the Revival this now, they would tell you that this entire thing was a joke. Because realistically, this entire thing was a joke. Like congrats to Kurt Hawkins. Like as coming from like a legitimate perspective of life and how he probably must look at his life in the WWE and what he sacrifices every single day of his life for moments like that. Like kudos to the dude. Like I genuinely am happy for him because going out on live events every day and losing in about 2 minutes is not fun. Like, it has to be mentally draining on you to have dreams and aspirations bigger than what he's doing, most likely. And he just can't get it done. Like, they've ran this dude into the ground. They've had gimmicks of, oh, if Kurt Hawkins wins, everybody gets free tacos, this, that, and the third. Like, they've tried to get the crowds behind Kurt Hawkins. Like, they've tried to make him a star out of this losing streak. And while I think, yes, it is possible, this just, I'm not going to say it wasn't the time or the place because I feel like I'd be wrong to say that. But this, I feel as if you would have, I feel as if Black and Ricochet would have been in this match instead of the Raw tag team match, and they would have lost straight up to the Revival in this pre-show thing, and just because they were going to lose either way. So I'm just saying, why not? And they've pretty much beat the shit out of the Revival for like the past however many weeks, and they would have had a definitive loss. And then because you like to do giant moments on the Raw after Mania, if you would have just had the Revival losing this exact same way on the Raw after Mania, maybe it's a bigger star-making performance for Kurt Hawkins, but it kind of just diminished by the pre-show. And once again, the pre-show not truly mattering. Excuse me. So up next, because that was sad. By the way, little side note from this match, Scott Dawson is wilding people. This man, Scott Dawson, dropped Kurt Hawkins on his fucking dome. He brainbusted Kurt Hawkins outside the ring. Holy shit. So Hawkins and Ryder do get the win after that brainbuster with the roll-up pin. That match lasted about 13 minutes. Once again, we have 10, 10, 13. And I understand you could say, well, it's just a pre-show. The match will get longer. Oh, the match will be probably longer than that after that. Not really. Okay, so the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Colin Jost and Michael Che, Saturday Night Live host, right? I'm not an SNL guy. I'm just not. So let me, for those who don't know who these guys are, who don't keep up with the weekly product like I don't, or I shouldn't say don't keep up because I keep up, I just don't watch it. So here's a story. Jost and Che were pretty much invited to Raw to be guest hosts for the night, I guess. I thought we were past this at this point, but I guess not. So they were invited to be guest hosts for the night. And I guess Michael Che went to the bathroom. And he told them, oh, stay out here, because, Colin Jost was scared. So then he ends up walking up to, Strowman walks up to him, and this dummy, I guess, opened his mouth and then got them into some shit. And then they try to give Braun a car that he can't even fit into. Braun destroys it. And it basically just leads to them pissing Braun off, with backhanded compliments and shit. And Braun basically told them, you're either in WrestleMania in the Battle Royal, or next time I see you, I'm basically killing you. Right? That's pretty much that. So Braun Strowman wins the Battle Royal. That's pretty much that. Strowman wins the Battle Royal, and he was saying that he'd make these two look like a car wreck, this, that, and that. I'm just paraphrasing. Braun Strowman saying Braun Strowman things about how you're gonna get these hands, this, that, and the third. Shouts out to Michael Che, because even when this man tried to throw himself over the ropes, at least he took a smack. At least Strowman smacked the shit out of him, right? Now, the Jost thing. That's where this all started. Dude, if you were just going to waste everybody's time like this just to be on WrestleMania, there was no fucking point of it in the first place. Like, I hate guest hosts like you. I really do. Like, I genuinely, with a passion, hate guys like this, right? Like, Mark Cuban, looking back now, is probably one of the greatest guest hosts in WWE history. That man took a table spot from Sheamus. If you're a guest host and you're willing to take bumps, bro, the greater appreciation is there for you. If you're a guest host and you're just going to get thrown into a pile of dudes for Braun Strowman to win the Battle Royal, you have no place here. You really don't. Which is why, once again, he wasn't a guest host, but he was, a part of a feud that was pretty wacky, honestly. Which is why Stephen Amell wrestling the way he did at SummerSlam, congrats. I do wish, I like shit like that because it just doesn't feel like, oh, we're just doing this to get to get good publicity or to to have people talk about us this or the third. Like, what are SNL hosts in WrestleMania gonna do for anything? Like, congrats, you guys get talked about on Good Morning America for about 2 minutes, not even about 30 seconds, and they just say, hey, just to let you guys know, Colin Jost and Michael Che were in the Andre Giant Memorial Battle Royal for the WWE last night, and they got tossed around by this big oath of a man, Braun Strowman. Yeah, I'm not with the shit. Um, okay, so the actual show starts next, right? This is where we can really talk about shit. So Alexa Bliss comes out with, and she says, "You know what? I'm feeling great tonight. Da, da, da. I can, like, this is how good I feel. Like she's basically building up the whole goddess character bullshit, and she says, I can make a miracle with the snap. You know what? I was gonna actually, I was gonna run a funny little gimmick where I snapped, and then Hulk Hogan's music played, but WWE copywriting this video is not what I need at all. I'd rather not. Right. So, um, she says she can make a miracle. Hogan comes out, blah 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 blah. Brother Jack, dude. Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman is walking in the ring, and he basically says, if me and Brock, like if Brock Lesnar's not going on last, we're not sitting here all damn night. We're doing this now. Brock comes out, Seth comes out, and before Seth gets in the ring, Brock beats his ass, like just literally brutalizes the shit out of Seth Rollins. Throws him like onto the like little piece of the announce table that has the WrestleMania logo on it. Throws him against the apron. Throws him into the like metal part of like, because you know how there's the metal portion of the ring and there's the wooden portion. The wooden portion is basically the squared circle surface. The apron is pretty much the metal. If you've ever seen a wrestling ring or had it built, or you just listen to Michael Cole say,
Oh my god, that's the hardest part of the ring, guys. Oh my god. I hope he's not broken in half, guys.
or he is broken, whatever. Um, I'm sorry, guys. I got a bit of a stuffed nose and a cough. And it's not even anything, but it's just allergies. It is allergy season, and it fucking sucks. And who would choose to call me while I'm in the middle of a freaking review? Okay, whoever the things. Yeah, this is my cousin. That can wait. Okay, so what was I gonna say? Uh, I was all off. Okay, so Rollins gets back in the ring. Lesnar gets him back in the ring, I should say, because Rollins didn't really have any choice in that matter. But Rollins gets put back in the ring. Yeah, Rollins gets put back in the ring. They start the match, and pretty much this is how it goes: suplex, low blow by Rollins because the referee got pushed. Rollins hit a low blow, got a super kick. I think he got the super kick. I don't really remember. And then got 3 straight curb stomps, and then got the win. Seth Rollins is now your new WWE Universal Champion. And I'm happy about this for 2 reasons. One, we don't have to put up a Brock Lesnar as champion anymore. And the last time we might have to see him on TV for a little while is tonight. And I will let everybody know I am watching the Raw after Mania. I'm just not reviewing it unless some like holy. CM Punk must return to WWE for me to review the Raw after Mania. Anyway, so moving on. Congrats to Seth Rollins. It was what it was. It wasn't pretty, but you got the title off of Brock, so mission accomplished, buddy. I greatly appreciate Seth Rollins. I'm pretty sure everyone greatly appreciates Seth Rollins. But I want to get to something where I could where there's really more of a talking point to be made other than Brock not holding the championship is good for television. So up next was AJ Styles versus Randy Orton. And I'm pretty sure on this various podcasting platform I have expressed my disdain for Randy Orton and him not trying in matches. This wasn't anything groundbreaking. This wasn't by any means or any stretch of imagination, but it was a good, well-told story, and it was AJ Styles trying to avoid the RKO, right? Like that's what they've been trying to do. They've been building up AJ just getting caught with the RKO on TV or something like that. I don't know. I haven't really kept up with the story that much. All I know is I just heard the promo on TV one week where Randy Orton was like, "Oh, in 2005, you were getting a tan with Dixie Carter." I'm like, "Ooh, not the Dixie Carter, bro." Ooh. It wasn't really all that funny, but it was just I don't know. Because I was a TNA fan. I'm pretty sure some of us were at some point. But I did watch steadily from 2005 until 2000 and I think 11. No. It had to be 2012 because at 2012 I stopped watching after I think after Bound for Glory when Jeff Hardy and Austin Aries had the title match. The week before that in the Go Home, and Austin Aries came out and blasted Jeff Hardy in the nuts and said, "I'm sick of this shit. I'm not reading the script," and ripped the script up, and they just went off the air. I think that's when I stopped watching because I'm not huge on Austin Aries, but that's not what we're honestly here to talk about. So, AJ and Orton, like I said, wasn't anything like it wasn't anything phenomenal, but it was it was a pretty good WrestleMania match. You could actually walk away from that match saying, "Yeah, it belonged in the card. It had its place. It definitely had its place on the card. So it earned its earned its spot on the card. It was a good match. AJ Styles wins. Did he win with the phenomenal? Yeah, he won with the phenomenal forearm. Because I don't recall seeing the clash last night. So yeah, it was a phenomenal forearm for the win. This match was 16 minutes. And Seth and Brock for the official time for that match was 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So up next is the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match. Now following with other teams here, we have the Usos, Jimmy and Jay. We have Aleister Black and Ricochet, the new makeshift tag team, aka Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic winners. We have Rusev and Shinsuke Nakamura makeshift tag team with Lana in their corner. We have the Bar of Sheamus and Cesaro. And can I just say, this match was, first of all, 10 minutes. But Sheamus and Cesaro went on to lose this match. But like everybody had their little spot in here, but honestly, the MVPs of this match, and I'm not even huge on the Bar. MVPs go to the Bar because Sheamus went from all four corners of the ring, or all four sides of the ring, and hit 10 beats of the Bowerin on everybody's chest, while Cesaro sat there and spun Ricochet for about a good minute and a half. It felt like probably a minute. Probably a minute. It wasn't a minute and a half. It was probably about 60 seconds, maybe a little more than that, but not a minute 30 seconds. So that happened, and on top of that, we I mean, there wasn't really much to the match, honestly. I mean, it was a 10-minute match, but like, there's not much I can say like holy shit about. Like, it just was what it was. The Usos retained, and I don't know who they're gonna lose those titles to. It wasn't like this was bad, right? It's just there were too many teams, too much to focus on, and this match just came and went. I don't think anybody really had a huge problem with it. It was just something fun, fast paced, and exciting to watch. And now my cat wants to walk around meowing for no reason. This is great. Hey, cat. Come here, cat. Calm down. You want to say hi to the camera? You want to say hi to the camera, cat? You got to bear with me, cat. I have headphones on. Hey, cat. You want to get down? Okay. So yeah, it was just one of those matches that was just there. Like there was no real huge issue with it. It's just like if you're gonna go down like highlights from WrestleMania, the swing and 10 beats of the Bowerin is pretty much the Bowerin, the Irish drum. Yeah, that's what that thing is called. Yeah, it's pretty much the only real highlight you'll see that'll come out of this match. So up next we have Shane McMahon versus The Miz. This got about 13 minutes. Wait, no, I'm sorry, 15. So This wasn't like the best wrestling match, and it was never supposed to be that. It just wasn't, which is why they added the no not the no but the falls count anywhere stip onto it, right? So this is just literally Miz beating the shit out of Shane McMahon, and I'm glad that is what this was. I'm glad we didn't treat Shane like a legitimate competitor. They treated Shane like what they actually like treat him as on TV. He's not the best wrestler. He's not. Let's be real. Shane McMahon is the shits, right, in the ring. But he can just do a couple of things. The punches are off. Okay, I'm not gonna try and berate Shane McMahon right now, but this match was pretty much just Shane got beat up, and then got a lucky win when Miz suplexed him 15 feet, I believe, or something like that, off of like a camera platform. So literally, this match just went all throughout the crowd. Miz's dad got beat up, and Miz hit a superplex, and Shane ended up on top after that for the 1, 2, 3. Good cheeky win for Shane McMahon. And because of something like that, I think this feud might continue, which is something I am not all for, honestly. But, you know, it is what it is. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. So, my cousin who called me texted me and asked me an important question. I had to see it. I'll respond on after this. But, anyways, guys, we move on. And this is the not Raw, but this is the Women's Tag Team Championship match. The teams in this were the Iconics, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, who, okay, I should rephrase that. The Iconics, who are Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. It's been a year, and I'm still like, Iconic Duo was the way to go, but whatever. Boston Hug Connection, who were Sasha Banks and Bailey. Nia Jackson, Tamina, and then Beth Phoenix and Natalia. This match got 10 minutes. Once again, the consistent 10-minute team. I said to my friend Haven when I was watching this, the Iconics have, it's pretty much felt like all year, right, been shit on. So I was like, what if they gave the Iconics the titles? Because when I think women's tag titles, I think Iconics more than I think Sasha and Bailey. Because I think Sasha and Bailey, I think NXT, I think feuding. Because they were never a thing in NXT. This whole narrative that they let to run, that they've been best friends since NXT, you're kind of blurring a gray area, right? Because they can be best friends outside of kayfabe while they're in NXT, but you're telling a story within kayfabe. So at that point, Sasha and Bailey did nothing but just butt heads all throughout their NXT tenure. And yeah, but the Iconics, they were, NXT didn't know what to do with them for a while until they decided, you know what, fuck it, like let's just put them together. Like, I can go through the story of how NXT tried this and that and this and that, and telling you how, oh, they were lethal because their legs are long and dangerous and they're tall, and it's just, I'll give NXT their credit. They tried and they hit. I'm not gonna say they hit it out of the park. They could have, but Billy and Peyton were in an era of NXT where Asuka existed, and they couldn't really get further. Or they couldn't further themselves. They got title matches, but they never came out successful with any of them. But I think women's tag team titles, I think these girls are perfect for it. I think these girls have the charisma for it. I think these girls have the personality for it, and they're heels, so they can really get under your skin. So honestly, the Iconics were the absolute perfect pick to win this match. I am so happy that they actually won this because I love Billy and Peyton to death. Have loved them to death since NXT, and it's like, I'm not gonna say a new Lay Cool gimmick, but it's like the new besties that just get on everyone's nerves in WWE, and that's perfect. It is absolutely perfect. Love these girls to death. Happy they got the moment, and it is. I can't say perfect anymore. I'm so happy for them. Up next, we get Kofi Mania, people. So up next is Kofi Kingston versus Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship. Or if you want to, for those who like to make the joke about how the joke is the title is made of the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. So halfway through this match, if you went on Twitter and you were adventuring through Twitter, you seen the new Kofi shirt. Now, at first, I thought it was like a mock WWE account. You know, somebody retweeted a mock WWE account that tried to like put out a fake Kofi shirt that would have made a lot of sense as to him winning. Until I seen, oh shit, it actually was a fake mock WWE account that I had seen that had been retweeted. But the Kofi shirt was legit. Yeah, the Kofi shirt was legit, right? So Kofi was kind of spoiled that he was winning this match halfway through. And then that kind of ruined it. And the fact they put the, the stand with the WWE Championship, the original WWE Championship, on it outside the ring. Kofi Kingston went on to win this match. Right? Zero problem with that. I'm absolutely 100% happy for Kofi. And I hate to bring up the race card. I really do. But it isn't. And he may not be the top guy of the company. But can I just say, it is so fucking nice. It is so fucking nice to have a WWE champion. Like an actual WWE champion who is of an African American descent. Congrats to New Day. Congrats to Kofi for breaking barriers, right? Like if there was an actual glass ceiling and it wasn't just a Vince McMahon thing to make you work harder and work till you grind yourself into the ground and retire just so we can say you never broke it. Kofi Kingston has broke the glass ceiling, right? The New Day as a whole has broke that proverbial glass ceiling. Let me explain. Because the New Day came in, it was absolutely something that was just an abomination at first. The vignettes were awful. With the whole church gimmick, Big E acting like a giant preacher. Oh, Lordy, Lordy. Every bit of it was the most cringe ever. Oh, my fucking... There's a bit of clothes that's over here by me. I honestly wish before I would have started this, I could pull the New Day shirt out because that shirt that I have, that New Day shirt in that bin over there, is about 4 years old. We are 4 years deep into the New Day, right? And they've had tag team title records. They've held 5 tag team championships. We've had our moments with the New Day where we feel like, okay, this has played itself out, right? Or this is this way, right? Or this is that way, right? But it doesn't matter because they consistently continue to be them and do the best work they possibly can every single time. And tag teams and factions don't last long in WWE. Look at anything. Look at DX, who just got inducted in the Hall of Fame. Look at the Shield. Look at NWO. Look at the Click. Well, Click. Look at anything. Even look at the League of Nations, man. But not realistically, but seriously, on a serious note, nothing lasts in this company. And to know that 3 best friends who've had a dream to get Kofi a world championship for all this time, they finally did it, and they did it at WrestleMania. They turned chicken salad into chicken shit, and they did it in the best possible way. And the New Day still stands together to this day. Now, I hope on SmackDown they don't pull some shit where Big E turns or Xavier turns. They don't do anything like that. I hope not, right? But congrats to Kofi. I really do mean that from the bottom of my heart. It's been 11 years. It's been a rough trial. And I'm not going to say I'm like a bandwagon Kofi fan that's done like this, been supporting him since this and that. If anybody remembers the spring cleaning releases in WWE, like I think it was 2013 or 2014, where they let go like 8 people. I will tell you right now, I would be the first to say Kofi should have, at that point in time, they should have fired Kofi because they weren't doing anything with him. And realistically, he was a great wrestler, but as a character, what did he really offer? I am glad I was so wrong. I am glad and happy and proud to be so wrong. Congrats to Kofi Kingston. Congrats to the New Day on all their hard work, all the success, and everything they've done. From the bootios to the ice cream to the pancake, everything they touch gets over. Everything they touch, the crowd loves. The New Day are just one collective King Midas. Everything they touch turns to gold. Or silver, if you're talking about the tag team championship. Well, it doesn't matter. Or copper. because they're out there. Okay, I'm just done making bad jokes now. So Kofi got the win over Bryan, and that match was one of the big ones, and I think that went a little longer. That went actually, yeah, that went 23 minutes. And I know, oh wow, I have a lot more to go through. Actually, this next one we can get through pretty quick. Samoa Joe, Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio hit the 619, went and tried to do an inverted DDT, got caught, got sat down, got picked back up, got choked out, and Samoa Joe is still your United States champion. Not much to really mention. Congrats to Joe. Congrats to Joe on his first WrestleMania. I know he wished it could have been longer than that, and it could have been a better match than that. But the circumstances are probably Rey Mysterio wasn't fully healthy to compete and probably just wanted to get out there to, not screw Joe out of a match and to not take a match off the card and still get out there and perform. So congrats to Rey, congrats to Joe, specifically Joe. Nothing on Rey Mysterio, but I'm just happy he got his moment. Up next is Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. This got 10 minutes as well. Really solid match. Roman wins with the spear. Drew looked great in this match. But we all pretty much knew, right? They were telling a story that Roman had to win, to fight for everyone, to fight for everyone. So congrats to Roman Reigns on this win, right? Up next was Triple H versus Batista. This was 24 minutes. So this is one of the other bigger ones. I am so happy that this actually did more than I thought it would. With Triple H ripping out the nose ring of Batista, trying to break his fucking fingers with the shit from the toolbox and all that. It was great. I just enjoy it. Like, if you're gonna have a hoss fight in WWE, actually, should I call these two hoss? Yeah, I could classify Triple H and Batista's hosses because they're both big and built as shit. If they're not athletic and able and capable to do big man shit, just literally have them beat the shit out of each other. Because that's what this was, and this was awesome. Triple H with the fucking Superman punch with the sledgehammer was great too. This is wonderful. I give this a thumbs up. Triple H gets the win. Dave, thank you for your return. By the way, we seen you trip when you got in the ring, bro. It never gets old with you, Dave. Whether it's splitting your pants, whether it's being out of breath when you came back for your run a couple of years back, 5 years back, and whatever it is, dude, you just, no matter what, you entertain us, whether you piss us off or not. So, Batista, if this truly was the end of your career and this is the way you wanted to go out, and you've mentioned this for the last 2 years, that this is the way you wanted to go out, thank you, Dave. I do appreciate it. Because literally, I just want to mention to you guys, I've seen this man's entire career. Like, there were guys like Eddie, who I see in the final 3-4 years of his career. Guys like Eddie, guys like Michaels, who I seen them walking up on the end of their careers. I think the last 5-6 years of Michael's career. But Batista debuted in 2002. And that is when I started watching wrestling. Right? So we are almost 20 years in, and Batista is having his final match at WrestleMania. That's fucking mind-boggling to me. But, Dave's a movie star now, so it is what it is, right? So, pretty good match. I enjoyed it. It never dragged, and I'm happy that they actually got to do what Dave wanted to do to go out, and he took the L. So, it is what it is. And let me not forget, right? I can't. The nose ring. Triple H is a fucking savage. This man would like to. I can't remember what the fuck he grabbed it with, but he took a page out of the Randy Orton book, and he dug into this man Batista's nose, and he did it the slickest way he could, where it actually looked like it was he was doing damage, and he slowly pulled that Batista's nose ring. Oh man, Dave had great selling here because Triple H tried to do it as gently as possible, but still make it look as vicious as possible at the same time. All Dave had to do was scream, right? Because that's going to tell you the pain. And for anybody that has a nose piercing, I'm pretty sure they're just like, oh man, that was hurt. He didn't really do much, but at the end of the day, it was still a great spot. So, for the most part here, he did just yank the ring out at the very end, but it wasn't crazy. It wasn't anything like crazy. Oh yeah, and if there's one more thing I forgot to mention from this match, so they were in the top rope. Triple H slides down, and he power bombs Batista on the fucking stairs, and Batista bounces off of them. That was nuts. Wait, that's pretty much that. I just forgot a couple things from the match. Oh yeah, another thing I'm forgetting to mention. For some reason on this show, for some odd fucking reason, every fucking table just decided, yeah, we're not gonna fucking break. Like some dudes last night took some fucking gruesome bumps on these tables, and they didn't break. I don't know what the hell they built with these tables, bro, but you know. So next, it's Bobby Lashley versus Finn Balor with Mr. I came to collect. Leo Rush in this corner because he came to collect. Versus the Demon Finn Balor. Let's put it like this. Balor's Demon entrance was pretty much the only thing that was interesting about this match. Finn Balor won in about 4 minutes, and Bobby Lashley got 2 spears in, but Finn Balor still kicked out. So Balor for the win, and Balor is now your 2-time IC champion. And honestly, I don't even have to go on a tangent about Finn Balor and how he pretty much just doesn't even care anymore unless he has the paint on. It just is pointless, bro. This man put on paint for him to have to go out there and wrestle for 4 minutes. And that kind of paint that he uses is literally, like, he said it literally takes like 3 hours to get the fuck off of him. Not 3 hours, like a really high, I don't remember. It was either, no, it took forever to put on. So for that paint taking forever for them to put on him, for him to go out there and wrestle 4 minutes on Mania, I don't know if Finn would qualify that as worth it. But finally, about 52 minutes into this review, we finally have the main event, right? And this is Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey. And this match went 21 minutes. Honestly, I feel like half of the offense Ronda got in this match was pretty sloppy. I'm not gonna lie to you. But this match, like, let's put it like this. It felt like one of those matches where there wasn't really any problems with it. Like, it wasn't match of the year by any stretch of the imagination, but it was a well-paced, it was a well-paced match. Well-paced match, pretty much. There's nothing extremely glowing I have to say about this, or nothing extremely negative. This match was set out to accomplish one thing, and it did it. It got Becky Lynch the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championships because it was a winner-take-all match, and that is why they picked the title off of Charlotte, so they could put both on Becky. And Becky is now the top star of the company. And if I were booking things, not to be a dick to Seth Rollins, because Monday Night Raw has been primarily, dedicated to, Brock Lesnar being Universal Champion and getting the title off of him and getting a main title back on Monday Night Raw. You could start with Seth Rollins and do the hero's welcome. I retrieved the title from Brock Lesnar. No matter what the circumstances were, I got it back. There is a fighting champion on this show every week. Yeah, you could do that. But if you really want to, I don't want to say if you really want to go all in with this women's thing, because they have went all in. The pinnacle of going all in was last night. But if you really want to cap this thing off right tonight, you start Raw with Becky Lynch. You start Raw with the man, and you have her bring out both the fucking titles and just shit on Ronda Rousey. Just shit on Ronda Rousey. If there's anything I had to say about that match, like, that was negative, is that Charlotte did not belong. Because this story, if you look at the tweets, has been between Ronda and Becky. Like, everything. Like, Charlotte has literally just been like, Charlotte is the third wheel in this piece here, right? Like, because we go from the, oh, Becky Lynch, like Ronda Rousey basically saying Becky Lynch's finisher doesn't do anything. She's literally just doing this or that or whatever. To Becky basically putting instead of Becky basically putting Ronda's husband's face between her legs when she did that, and then from Becky getting told by Ronda, Rebecca Quinn, the next time I see him, I'm literally gonna beat the fuck out of you or some shit like that. Like, that is the kind of shit that builds a story. Ronda Rousey's heel turn is the kind of shit that builds a story. By the way, which did not need Charlotte either. And then Ronda coming out and basically saying, your wrestling's fucking fake. That is what builds shit like this. That is what makes moments like Becky Lynch winning the championship so fucking great. Because if there's one thing I've been looking forward to this entire time for WrestleMania, it's been this match. The only thing that's slowed it down or deterred it is Charlotte. Charlotte's in here because Vince McMahon wants, and he's going to have his way every time, so we can't really fight this. But Vince has said from day one, if there's going to be a women's main event at WrestleMania, Charlotte is going to be a part of it. Which, by the way, Charlotte entered the arena in a fucking helicopter. And I looked back on what that came from, and it was from Ric Flair's 1986 WrestleMania appearance, something like that. That was pretty dope. I can't lie. It was just like, why the fuck? Like, I thought she was gonna land on the fucking in the building on the fucking platform on top of the ring, and then slide like shimmy herself down the fucking pole. I don't fucking know what she was gonna do. I didn't know what to expect, honestly. But the finish of the match ended up with Becky Lynch rolling up Ronda Rousey on a backslide. She got a 2.5 off of it. Well, should have got a 2.5 off of it. And then got a 3. So this is what we know after that match. Ronda Rousey's shoulders weren't completely down. And then WWE they started acting like they wanted to run the gimmick of, oh, can we go to the replay where her shoulders really down? Like, bro, it has been like 6.5 hours. Do not put us through this shit. Do not. Don't do it. And I think the only way I probably would have been okay with it is if they were like, okay, the decision came down to Becky and Ronda. Charlotte, you're out of here. But they weren't going to do that. And I'm glad they didn't do that. And I'm glad they didn't go with any alternative options as to this or that or whatever. But Becky wins. That's what's most important. Who she starts her next 2 feuds with, I don't know. As long as they don't pull a WWE World Heavyweight Championship and combine those 2 championships into one, because from what the rumors are, they want each brand to have their own prospective title. As long as that is the case and Becky has 2 separate feuds, I'm cool. It's all right. But one thing I do know after tonight is there will be call-ups for Raw and SmackDown today and tomorrow. And if you're dishing out women to any roster, like, yeah, you can give Raw like 2 women, but SmackDown needs some help, bro. Like, we really dying out here. They took the title off Asuka because they couldn't find a viable WrestleMania opponent for her that, sounded like a good WrestleMania match. SmackDown needs some damn women. Or they need to build the women they already have. Stop making Lacey Evans walk the catwalk, which, by the way, she did in the middle of the show for absolutely no reason. And fucking Nikki Cross is a thing. I don't know why we're not just... Nikki Cross is a good wrestler. Nikki Cross is, or attempts to be, a good character with the sanity gimmick still, which, by the way, I'm pretty sure for the casual fans who watch the main roster, who've seen Nikki Cross and then they've seen Sanity wrestle, I'm pretty sure they connect the dots and think, well,
my golly, Gene, Nikki Cross and Sanity would be a great team. Nikki Cross joining Sanity would be awesome, right? Have they ever done that? Haven't they ever done that? I think they should do that.
Well, stereotypical WWE fan, I think they should too. And I honestly think they should build Nikki Cross and make her a legitimate threat in the SmackDown Women's division because they don't have many of those. So, with that being said, that was WrestleMania. I mean, it had its bumps in the road there, but for the most part, that was a really enjoyable show. That was honestly one of my most enjoyed WrestleMania since probably 31. Great weekend of wrestling. Love the takeover. Absolutely adored that show. Congrats to Gargano on finally getting his moment. It just sucks that they had to dangle the Adam Cole carrot in front of us for us to get it, but Tommy Entertainment went down. I'm going to miss you, Tommaso, because it could be a potential year before we see you again, other than the very end of the takeover where you came out and hugged Johnny and, you kind of pretty much practically turned babyface. But thank you, Tommaso. Thank you for everything. And I'd like to thank you guys for watching. And I'd like to thank WWE as a whole for an incredible weekend of wrestling. You give you guys a lot of flack. We give you guys a lot of shit. And let's be honest, you put yourself in that position to get the flack and the shit you do. But thank you for this great weekend of wrestling. I do appreciate it. You guys were on shit this weekend, and that's the way it should have been. And that's the way it should be every year. So look at what happens when you don't have an agenda based around Roman Reigns or this or that or the third. This is the first Mania that Roman hasn't main evented in like 6 years, it feels like. But you know what? I don't want to ramble. I don't want to go too long because this has already been a really long review, longer than I honestly thought it would have been. And I should remember there was 18 matches on. If we're counting everything pre-show to regular show, there were 16 matches on this entire card. So you know what? They went until about 12:23 in the morning. I've gone about an hour. So you know what? To thank you guys for watching this review. Remember, if you liked this episode of the DIY Wrestling Podcast, this review of WrestleMania, to leave a comment in the comment section below if you agreed or if you disagreed. Just, I know you guys are ready to get that fucking caps lock going. Just fuck this fucking guy. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Do that if you may, right? But remember to leave a like on this video if you already haven't. Subscribe if you're not subscribed for more of that DIY goodness on my channel, baby. And I will see you guys. I don't know when, but I'll see you. Thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. I really, really do. I really want to get on here and talk about this today because, I don't praise WWE for enough of the actual good shit they do. I feel like I just shit on it or ignore it, which is why I felt like I had to, bring up the NXT thing in there too. But thank you guys so much. I do appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next time. See ya! Oh, yeah.